Something really special that After the Rain brings to the table is its nostalgic look from anime in the 90s. But unlike Megalobox, which is made to look intentionally old and grainy, After the Rain modernizes the classic aesthetic. Its sharp color contrast makes the world pop out and the scenery crystal clear. Though, beyond its more banal shots are moments where its true beauty comes in. Colors like pink and blue flood the setting, replicating the mood of the characters, occasionally adding in filters to emphasize the pitter-patter beats of the story. Overall, After the Rain is a very visually elegant show, in its simplicity and clean color coordination. A place further than the universe opts out for a more conventional look, but it still carries unique merit. The look brings to life complex realistic detail in lighting and layers. The shots of Japan are slightly subdued, whereas over in Singapore, Australia, and Antarctica, there's stronger contrasts. Having that said, the toned down colors of the scenes in Japan give each shot a nostalgic beauty. DP Kawashita has been working with director Atsuko Ishizuka since Sakura Soul in 2012, and it finally seems like they've now come together with visuals that are much more subtle and easy to look at than the hyper-colorized shows of No Game No Life and Princess Stride. This is also where Ishizuka displays the Hollywood influence on her that she's mentioned before. Some shots are sweeping, retaining that spectacle feel. And the balance of 2D and 3D animation really sells the down-to-earth look of Soleil Yoli. Izumida and director Furukawa Tomohiro seem to be gathering inspiration from multiple sources, including the musical Chicago, the original Suspiria, and the anime of Kunihiko Ikuhara. The structure itself is largely inspired by Ikuhara, most notably in the scenes that take place outside of the auditions. These scenes are more toned down, but there's a layer of eeriness that occasionally underlines them, like this shot of a giraffe skeleton over the shadow of Hikari. However, it's the sequences on stage that are really unique. Tons of blue, red, and yellow flush the entire screen depending on the characters and situation. Each stage is surrounded by darkness in the background and edges. Lighting is the main feature that stands out. How the 3D rays blend with 2D layers, or how the camera moves through the space in ways that are rare in TV anime. Ultimately, Revue Starlight brings an aesthetic that's colorfully distinctive, with really well-composed shots that allude to darker elements in the story. I think the most boring anime manga adaptations are the ones that copy panel to panel. Yagate Kimi ni Naru stays faithful to its source material, but adds in a lot of small details that make the story work better for film. The compositions sell the visual imagery, getting its meaning across easily, but more importantly, it lets the audience feel the same emotions as the characters, through use of light and dark. In the club room, shadows stab into the sunset-stained interior, creating an anxious feeling. On the other end, blank whiteness is used to emulate a loss for words. There's even beauty to be found in the more mundane shots, like how depth of field is used to give this scene more dimensions. With director Makoto Kato's distinctive look, each color stands out and nothing looks bland or out of place. If there's any show that's the most technically impressive, it's Violet Evergarden. Each shot is layered with complex lighting, a balance of 2D and 3D animation, and a lot of coloring. Even for KyoAni, Violet Evergarden is a visceral feat, with almost every episode packing the technical quality of a film. The way the camera moves seamlessly in a morphed 3D and 2D environment enhances the scale of the most important moments in the story. And to support them are the more quiet shots that allude to the character's dilemma. Notice how Violet is framed within objects like a lantern or a clock. However, it's the filters of light and shading that make it visually unique, giving the show a timely feel. So what do you think? What's the best cinematography of 2018? Is it another show that isn't on this list? Let me know in the comments. This is the first video in a series that will be released throughout the end of the year to 2019, so keep an eye out on the playlist in the descriptions for updates.